You may be living in a dangerous state right now, and you may not even know it. You will definitely be surprised to see the list that we have made because in today's video we are going to show you top 10 states with the highest murder rate in 2024. The murder rate is based on the number of murders per 100,000 people. We do not want to scare you. We just want to warn you so that you can get the correct information. But before starting the video, I want to request you, we put our best efforts to create our every single video. So please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Let's start. Number 10, Mississippi. It's well known for its blues and bluegrass music, magnolias, and southern hospitality and charm. Home to the largest river in the United States, the Mississippi River, Mississippi is the birthplace of such famous Americans as Oprah Winfrey, Elvis Presley, Jim Henson, and Britney Spears. Mississippi had an estimated population of 2.986 million, with 51.5% being female and 48.5% being male. Mississippi has long struggled with a high murder rate, a complex issue with multifaceted causes. The murder rate of Mississippi in 2024 is 11.8 per 100,000. Factors such as poverty, limited access to quality education, and healthcare disparities have contributed to the state's persistent crime problem. Additionally, issues like gun violence, gang activity, and drug-related offenses have played a role in driving up the murder rate. Number 9, Oklahoma. A major producer of natural gas, oil, and agricultural products, Oklahoma relies on an economic base of aviation, energy, telecommunications, and biotechnology. Oklahoma City and Tulsa serve as Oklahoma's primary economic anchors, with nearly 2/3 of Oklahomans living within their metropolitan statistical areas. In 2022, about 4.01 million people lived in Oklahoma. This was a slight increase from the previous year, when about 3.99 million people lived in the state. But contrary to the increasing population, Oklahoma has been plagued by a persistently high murder rate, which has raised significant concerns within the state and beyond. There are 11.9 kills per 100,000 people. This issue can be attributed to a complex interplay of various factors, including socioeconomic disparities, drug-related violence, and a strained criminal justice system. The state's rural and urban areas have struggled with this problem, making it a pervasive issue that demands attention and solutions at multiple levels of government and society. Number 8, Maryland. Maryland is known for fishing, and it produces the most blue crabs in the United States. The state is also known for mining coal, clays, natural gas, and limestone. Maryland was named after Queen Henrietta Maria of England. She was married to King Charles I, who granted permission for Maryland to become a colony. Maryland is home to a population of 6.16 million people, from which 92.9% are citizens. As of 2022, 15.5% of Maryland residents were born outside of the country. Maryland has a high murder rate, particularly in its major cities like Baltimore. Maryland's murder rate is similar to that of Oklahoma, with the 11.9 per 100,000. This alarming trend has raised concerns among residents and policymakers as the state grapples with the complex factors contributing to this problem. Factors such as socioeconomic disparities, drug-related violence, and inadequate access to education and employment opportunities have played a role in driving the murder rate up. Law enforcement agencies and community organizations have worked tirelessly to address this issue, implementing various strategies to reduce violence and improve public safety. Number 7, Alaska. Alaska is known for its wide open spaces, abundant outdoor experiences, and Alaskan native culture. Alaska is also one of the best places in the world in which to view the northern lights. From the mountains to the sea fjords, and Alaska's vast interior terrain, the 49th state is a photographer's dream. Alaska is home to a population of 735,000 people, from which 96.9% are citizens. As of 2022, 7.88% of Alaska residents were born outside of the country. Surprisingly, Alaska makes the list at number 7. The state has consistently reported one of the highest murder rates in the United States, and this troubling trend has persisted for years. In Alaska, 12.3 kills per 100,000 people. Several factors contribute to this alarming statistic, including the state's remote and isolated communities, high rates of substance abuse, and economic disparities. Alaska's violent crime rate remains far above the national average. Alaska's rate of violent crimes by population is 758.9, while the U.S. rate is 380.7, according to the Federal Bureau of Investigation's Crime Data Explorer. Nationally, crime rates has been declining since peaking in the 1990s, Murstel said. But this is just the beginning and more dangerous states are to come. Number 6, Tennessee. Tennessee is known for music, from bluegrass to blues. Tennessee is also known for the Manhattan Project, Dollywood, the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, fishing, hunting, sports-loving, and FedEx. Tennessee also has more Civil War battlefields than any other state besides Virginia. Tennessee is the 15th most populous state in the United States with a population of 7,051,339 as of 2022, and has the 20th highest population density. Sticking with the Southeast, Tennessee has a murder problem. If you live in Tennessee, you will definitely be shocked to see its murder rate. There are 14 kills per every 100,000 people. Factors contributing to this problem include a combination of socio-economic disparities, gang-related violence, drug-related crimes, and easy access to firearms. The state's major cities, such as Memphis and Nashville, have experienced spikes in homicides, amplifying the overall statistics. Number 5, Arkansas. Arkansas is known as the natural state and was the 25th state to join the United States. It's also home to Hot Springs National Park and is the only state to produce diamonds. Arkansas is known for Southern hush puppies, Arkansas possum pie, and Southern biscuits with chocolate gravy. The name Arkansas initially applied to the Arkansas River. It derives from a French term, Arkansas, their plural term for their transliteration of Akansa, an Algonquian term for the Quapaw people. These were a Dejihah-Siouan-speaking people who settled in Arkansas around the 13th century. Arkansas is the 29th largest by area and the 34th most populous state, with a population of just over 3 million at the 2020 census. Arkansas has faced significant challenges in recent years when it comes to its high murder rate of 16.1 per 100,000. Despite its picturesque landscapes and warm southern hospitality, the state has experienced a troubling trend of violent crime. Factors contributing to this issue include socio-economic disparities and limited access to quality education and healthcare. While progress has been made, the high murder rate remains a concern, underscoring the need for continued efforts to create safer communities throughout Arkansas. Arkansas had a violent crime rate of 645 per 100,000 people, which is near the average among the states that made the top 10. Number 4, South Carolina. South Carolina is known for its southern charm, coastal cities, and hospitality. From landmarks like Charleston and Fort Sumter to lowcountry cuisine, there's always something to learn about South Carolina no matter how long you've lived there. Projections currently estimate South Carolina's population will just barely exceed 5 million by the 2020 census. South Carolina has wrestled with a high murder rate in recent years, making it a matter of grave concern for both residents and policymakers. You will be surprised to know that in South Carolina, 17.4 people are murdered out of every 100,000 people. While the state boasts stunning natural beauty and a rich cultural heritage, its homicide rates have consistently been among the highest in the United States. The reasons behind this trend are multifaceted and complex, often rooted in a combination of socio-economic factors, limited access to quality education and healthcare, as well as issues related to gun violence. South Carolina has a violent crime rate of 5.4 per 1,000 residents as of 2021, when compared to a rate of 4 per 1,000 residents as the national average. Number 3, Missouri. Missouri is a major center of beer brewing and has some of the most permissive alcohol laws in the United States. It is home to Anheuser-Busch, the world's largest beer producer, and produces an eponymous wine produced in the Missouri Rhineland and Ozarks. In 2022, about 6.18 million people lived in Missouri. Missouri is home to St. Louis, one of the highest crime cities in the nation. The Missouri murder rate of per 100,000 people is 18. If you do not know, then this figure is considered quite dangerous. The state's urban centers, including St. Louis and Kansas City, have experienced a disproportionate share of violent crime, contributing significantly to the elevated murder rate. Factors such as poverty, gang activity, and the proliferation of firearms have all played a role in driving these statistics. Despite various efforts to address the issue through community policing, gun control measures, and social programs, the challenge of reducing the murder rate in Missouri remains a complex and ongoing struggle. Missouri has one of the highest crime rates in the nation for both violent crime and property crime. Missouri had the 9th highest property crime rate nationally. It also ranks as the 6th state for the highest violent crime rates. Number 2, Louisiana. Louisiana is known for many festivals such as the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival, Bayou Country Superfest, Essence Music Festival, Festival International, Voodoo Experience, and its most famous, Mardi Gras. Apart from all this, Louisiana is very famous for one more thing, that is crime. In 2022, about 4.59 million people lived in Louisiana. Louisiana is no stranger to violence. If you live in Louisiana, then look at this carefully, because Louisiana's murder rate is 22.9 per 100,000 residents. The complex factors contributing to this alarming statistic include poverty, limited access to quality education and healthcare, and a history of racial disparities. The state's largest city, New Orleans, has garnered particular attention for its high homicide rate, driven in part by drug-related violence and gang activity. According to the FBI's National Incident-Based Reporting System for 2022 in Louisiana, there were 15,764 violent crime incidents and 18,585 offenses, and there were 88,540 property crime incidents and 88,540 offenses. But it has also been seen that Louisiana is slowly improving. Number 1, District of Columbia. The new federal territory was named District of Columbia to honor explorer Christopher Columbus, and the new federal city was named for George Washington. Since 1847, all of the District of Columbia is on the north side of the Potomac River. The District of Columbia used to have other small towns which used D.C. Since 1800, the District of Columbia has been the home of all 3 branches of the United States: government, Congress, the President, and the Supreme Court. In 2020, the district had a population of 689,545 people, with a resident density of 11,515 people per square mile. You must be wondering why there is so much crime here even if there are so many government agencies in the District of Columbia. I don't even know the answer to this, but I may make a separate video on this topic in future. In D.C., 49.2 people killed per every 100,000. This one probably won't surprise anyone. Our nation's capital is riddled with crime, though it has improved recently. Still, it is the number 1 murderous city in the nation, with nearly 50 murders per 100,000 people. Politicians seem unwilling or unable to curb violence in their home city. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.